If you want to know the story of one of the greatest apostles who came face to face with Jesus after his resurrection and completely changed the course of Christianity, you're in the right video. Today, I'm going to tell my story about the incredible transformation I experienced and the details of my journey from persecutor to follower of Christ. You won't want to miss any part of this story. Stay with me until the end, because I'm going to share facts that many are unaware of. Before we begin, I ask you to go ahead and give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell so you won't miss any content like this. Share it with your friends and family because this message can touch hearts and change lives. The beginning of my life. The story of Saul of Tarsus. I was born in Tarsus, an important city in the region of Cilicia in the Roman Empire. My family was Jewish, and from an early age I was raised to follow the precepts of the law of Moses. I had the privilege of studying under Gamaliel, one of the greatest teachers of our faith, a man who rigorously taught me the importance of the law. I was young, ambitious, and determined to protect our faith against any external threats. I remember my childhood in Tarsus. It was a bustling city with a mix of cultures. We had Jews, Greeks, and Romans living together, but I always stood firm in our traditions. From a young age, I knew I had a calling to protect Judaism, to preserve the purity of our faith, and I did this with all my heart. As time went on, I became increasingly troubled by a group of people who claimed that the Messiah had already come. They spoke of a man named Jesus of Nazareth. To me, at the time, this was blasphemy. I believed that Jesus was an impostor, and the sect that followed him, called the Way, was a threat to our religion, and I, Saul, saw myself as the guardian of the true faith. Persecuting these Christians was, in my view, a divine mission. I was convinced that by silencing them, I was doing God's will. In the first century, Judaism was being pressured from many directions. The Roman Empire controlled our land, and the tension between maintaining our identity and living under Roman rule was constant. Additionally, the spread of Greek philosophies was influencing many Jews. Amid all of this, these followers of Jesus, a man they claimed to be the Messiah, appeared. For me, this could not be tolerated. The persecution of Christians. My fury against the followers of Jesus grew every day. I clearly remember one episode that marked my life as a persecutor. It was the trial of Stephen, a young Christian who spoke passionately about Jesus. I was there, watching as he was stoned to death. Stephen prayed as the stones struck him. He looked up to heaven, and his last words still echo in my mind to this day. Lord, do not hold this sin against them. And I, Saul, was there, consenting to his death. That event ignited something even deeper within me. I began to hunt down Christians with even greater zeal. I searched for them in their homes, in synagogues, wherever I knew they gathered. Many were imprisoned because of me, and I believed I was serving God, ridding the world of a heresy. It was then that I decided to go beyond Jerusalem. I heard that there were Christians in Damascus, and with letters from the priests, I prepared to go there and arrest them. I was determined to end this sect once and for all. The encounter with Jesus on the road to Damascus. I remember that day as if it were today. I was on the road to Damascus, full of determination. The sun was shining high, and all I could think about was my mission. Suddenly, a bright light, brighter than the sun, enveloped me. It was so intense that I fell to the ground, unable to move. And then I heard a voice that echoed deep in my soul. Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me? I was stunned. The voice continued, and I realized it was something supernatural. Trembling, I asked, "Who are you, Lord?" And the answer sent chills down my spine. "I am Jesus, whom you are persecuting. Get up and go into the city, and there you will be told what you must do." In that moment, I was blinded. Everything I knew collapsed. I was no longer the persecutor. I was someone who had just been confronted by Jesus himself. My companions helped me up and led me to Damascus. For 3 days I was blind, 3 days of silence, reflection, and darkness. I didn't eat or drink. What went through my mind during those days is hard to explain. My entire life had been dedicated to fighting what I believed to be heresy, but now the resurrected Jesus himself had spoken to me. Everything changed. Then Ananias, a follower of Jesus in Damascus, was sent to me. He laid his hands on me, and something like scales fell from my eyes. I could see again, but it wasn't just my physical sight that was restored. I saw the truth in a way I had never seen before. Jesus was the Messiah, and he had a plan for me. If you're enjoying this story, don't forget to leave a like and share this video. My story is a powerful lesson of transformation, and we need to spread this message. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now and hit the notification bell for more impactful content. Let's continue my mission as an apostle of Christ. From that moment on, my life took a completely different direction. I was baptized and immediately began preaching about Jesus. The one who once persecuted the church was now speaking with conviction that Jesus was the Son of God. Many didn't believe it. How could someone who had caused so much fear among Christians now be one of their greatest defenders? I traveled throughout the Roman Empire. I went to Jerusalem, Antioch, Corinth, Philippi, and many other cities. In every place, I preached the gospel with passion. I faced many persecutions. I was imprisoned, whipped, stoned, and even shipwrecked at sea. But none of that stopped me. My mission was clear: to bring the message of Jesus to as many people as possible. During my travels, I founded several churches and wrote letters to them. These letters, which you now know as part of the New Testament, were a way to encourage, correct, and instruct new Christians. My words were not my own, but inspired by the Holy Spirit. My letters and legacy. The letters I wrote, such as Romans, Galatians, and Ephesians, deal with deep themes like justification by faith, salvation by grace, and the unity of the church. I fought for the acceptance of Gentiles without requiring them to follow all Jewish laws, which sparked major debates at the time. But the gospel of Jesus was clear. Everyone, Jews and Gentiles alike, is welcome in the faith. My mission wasn't easy, but I knew I was doing God's will. Until the end of my life, I continued to preach, even in Rome, where I was imprisoned and eventually martyred. But I have no fear, for I know that the crown of righteousness awaits me, and that I have run the race set before me. Now you know my story, the story of a man who, from being an unrelenting persecutor, was transformed into an apostle of Christ. What lessons can we take from this? The main one is that no one is beyond redemption. If God could transform my life in such a radical way, He can transform yours too. No matter how far you think you are, the power of Jesus is greater than any obstacle. My journey is living proof that God's plan is much bigger than we can imagine. And you, are you ready to follow Christ's call in your life? Remember, Jesus is ready to meet you wherever you are. If you've stayed with me this far, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. If this video touched you in any way, leave a like so that more people can see this message. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell so you won't miss more powerful stories like this. And share this video with someone who needs to hear this message of transformation. Oh, and before you go, leave a comment below telling me what impacted you the most about Paul's story. I'll leave some related videos in the cards and at the end so you can continue this journey of learning and faith. See you next time.